Appreciate you guys being here. Good day, beautiful day, good practice, good week of practice. Guys are ready, excited to play. We're going to go in there with the guys. We have a lot of good players that are prepared and are excited to play, and can't wait for the game to start. So, what questions do you have?
Lamar hasn't practiced all week. Have you made a determination on his play?
Yeah, I'm just not going to comment on any of that. Like, I know what you're saying. It's like now if I talk about Lamar, then it's going to be the next guy and the next guy. And it's just kind of all injury report related. Cooper's had a great week of practice. I don't think Tyler had an incompletion today. He was really good today, had a great day today. And so if it's those two guys, then they'll be ready to roll. Our offense will be ready to go. But just all the talk, the injury stuff, it's not that I don't want to put it out there. It's just it's too many guys even to talk about, So we'd be talking about every single guy, and it's just better just to leave it with, we'll see when we get there. Because some guys aren't going to get there. There'll be an injury report here pretty soon. We'll show you who's out. There'll be other guys that will have a chance, and they'll be probably questionable, And so we'll just have to really see as we go. We have an idea on certain guys. We do, but I don't want to dive into all that right now. It's just too much of it.
What is good for Brady if you do have to go that route? And just obviously a little bit of a different skill set than Lamar in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. It brings a different skill set. Every player does. Every quarterback definitely does as well, and that's good. Everybody's unique. You can only be and I've told this story before, but like I used to talk to my daughter about that all the time. There's only one player that can play like you play, your way, and you're the best at it. You're the best at playing the way you play with your skill set. And I feel that way about all our players. I tell our guys that all the time. You go out there and be who you are. Play your strengths. We'll try to do everything we can to build what we have around your strengths as a player. And that's probably more true for the quarterback position than any other position. So that's what we'll try to do.
Todd specifically mentioned that you have a couple of guys that are normally the guys that relay the signals on defense that are maybe banged up in a lot of ways. How big is communication when you have so many new guys expected to play in the game?
Very important. I think communication is always so important, as you know, and it's always challenging. It's always challenging for a defense at home because the home crowd is loud, to disrupt the offense, which we want. So communication is going to be important. The fact that it's going to be someone in the green dot potentially that it's not going to be Rowe, so. It's going to be somebody that hasn't done it. Kyle's done it. He does a great job with it. For some reason it's not Kyle, then it's going to have to be somebody else, and it'll be new for that person really. So, but I'm confident. Like we practice it all week. Those guys are pros, and they know the defense inside and out, and let's go play ball.
John, would you be comfortable with a rookie doing that?
Sure.
With everything else going on, we didn't get to ask you what you thought of Isaiah Likely in his return last Sunday, and moving forward, how nice will it be to, increase his involvement in the offense?
Thank you for that, Luke. That's nice. That's good. It's like, there's a lot of, you kind of get buried by the avalanche of all the things that could go wrong, and I know that's how it works. That's every city, and even as a coach, you look at all the things that you got to overcome. I thought that Todd spoke so well yesterday about that in terms of. You work like heck to fix it. But you also work like heck to build on all the positives, and try to make those just multiply, And Isaiah was one of those. He looked great out there. Had a great week of practice. It was good to see him back. It was that's a big add for us.
John, what do you feel like the vibe of the team has been this week? Has it felt the same? Does it seem any different than weeks in the past?
Well, I think it's different every week. It's a good question. It's never exactly the same. I think the general principle. Vibe is an interesting way to say it, and it's true. But generally speaking, these guys are really professional guys. The general vibe is, hey, let's go to work. Let's work together. Let's be the best we can be. And they work so hard at it with, like we say, intentionality, and they're determined to have the best practice and the best game that they can have. And obviously that's challenging because this is a tough league, man. This is competitive. Anybody that thinks it's easy, that thinks you just look at the tape or something, even the guys that, do it for a living or who played in the NFL or coached in the NFL, you see what you see and it's all right, but it's not easy, because you're going against really smart people and really good players, and it's really highly competitive. And you guys know, you watch the games, how physical and how tough it is and how fast it is and all that kind of stuff. That's why it's such an appealing game, you know. So our guys understand that, and they want to work hard and be their best, and we keep chasing that, you know. And hopefully, and I believe I'm certain that we will get good results, but we got to keep fighting for those things. So that's the vibe, and I would say it's been really good and really positive and really determined.
Coach, along those lines, I mean, you deal with a setback this week without getting into the specifics of Kyle, who gets injured during practice and not in a game situation.
Well, it was from the game. It was something that happened during the game. It got carried over a little bit. Yeah. So that's to be clear about that. Yeah.
Looking at what Cooper did in Dallas, it seems like he gets rid of the ball pretty quickly, but he's also pretty aggressive. I mean, what do you kind of like about a guy who can do both things?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I mean, that's to, kind of to your point. If you want to dig in about Cooper per se, you know, his way he plays, like the Cooper game, you know, it's that's what he does, you know, and I think he's really good at it. So he's got to play his style, you know, the way he plays, you know, within the offense, and he knows the offense, and we're ready to go.
Coach, Zach Ward has received his fair share of criticism. How do you think he's handled the adversity as he's trying to grow into the defensive coordinator role?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of defensive coordinators that are, you know, facing the same thing, you know, in the NFL. Offensive coordinators, head coaches, everybody. I mean, everybody. That's just the nature of it. And I think Zach is just really, really, really strong. You know, he does a great job with the guys, with the coaches. I think he does a great job with the fans and the media. You know, I think he's really honest, you know, forthright. He doesn't try to hide anything. You know, he just puts it out there and what we need to do in his eyes to be better and be the best we can be. And that's how he's with the guys. So I'm impressed by Zach every day. You know, I'm impressed by the whole coaching staff, Monk, everybody. It doesn't mean that we're like happy with how, you know, that when we don't do things right, but we go to work on everything together to be the best we can be. And I want you to know these guys we have great players, we have great coaches, got an amazing organization, and we're working really hard, you know, and success is coming. So you got to work at it, and you got to fight for it, and that's what our guys are doing.
If Lamar can't go, I mean, would Cooper be the next guy up, or could it be an incorporation of Tyler in there as well?
Well, Cooper would be the next guy up, and then Tyler would be the guy after that, yeah. All set? Okay, thanks. Yep.